What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel. I got a haircut, and I'm repping the worst team in baseball at this point. At the time of filming this, they're not at the record-breaking point, but they're at 120 losses, so we'll see. I guess that dates the video. Today we're going to be looking at perhaps the most popular and just all-around best character from the 2018 Halloween season, Spirit Halloween season, and that is the Pumpkin Patch Prowler animatronic. Now, this one actually is a 2019 model because you can tell by the fact that the box is just all white and there's no art on it except for the front, as well as the fact that the Prowler, the box art is a 2019 box art instead of a 2018, and you can tell by the darker gradient of color here. He retailed for, I think it was still $200. It doesn't say it on here, actually. It doesn't have a price tag, but I think it was $200. I'll have to double check. But this one's a cool one. I got it for $1.50, I think, last year, and very happy to add it to the display. If you watched the Haunt build video, I said that this was one of the ones that I didn't put up yet, and that was because of making this video now. So let's just jump right into it this time. I remember when this guy first came out, because that was around the time when I did start working or just doing Halloween in general. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't quite fond of him. Now, I wasn't quite fond of many things that came out that year, and I think it was just because I saw it as very expensive at the time. You know, $200, anything above the $200 price range, well, it seemed like a lot to me. My most favorite prop back then was the Forgotten Farmer. Yeah, like, that's stupid. But I have since matured as an adult and have come to my senses and have realized that the Prowler was a pretty cool one. So when it popped up on Marketplace last year, I knew I wanted to go and grab it. So here is everything in the box. These are not originally included. I put these on him to make his legs a little more filled out here. You've got his clothing, which is a nice camo-like clothing, and it feels heavy duty. It feels like it could beat off water potentially, and it's got freaky fabric as well. I think these are his pants, but they're not really pants. They're like stalks of sorts, because you got two of them and they're separately fitted, and they're supposed to be his legs in a way. So it's not necessarily his pants, and they're kind of interesting how they go on. You get a whole bunch of this tie-dyed, not tie-dyed, but like multicolored freaky fabric, which is something you don't see really ever, and it's a new color, or it's a nicer variant. You got browns and greens, so that's cool. And that just adds to his look. Got some forms and stuff. Got his module here, his main mechanism, and I had to do some welding. Now, it's not the greatest this time around, but it got the job done. Yeah, this one was in a little rough shape. I did this weld here, and it wasn't really forming that great. I am no welder by any means, and also another thing is that he's missing one of his springs right here, but it doesn't seem to really hinder his movement. I'd eventually like to find something that is on the similar tensions of the other three springs, but until that happens, he'll just be springless on the one corner. You've got his hands, and I didn't know this, I don't think, or I forgot at least, but his hands light up. There's a plug end right here, and there's lights inside of the hand. The hands are very thin plastic, and it makes his nails, I think, light up or something. So it's a pretty cool added touch. He looks really good at night. That's his main thing going for him. Here's his head, plastic, and this thing is just very nostalgic to me, considering I remember seeing this guy in stores way back in the day and watching videos on him when I was a young haunter. He has a spring on his neck so he can wobble around and thrash around and such. You got his other hand right here. The module, it's a upgraded module. It's stuff like we see modern day. It's beefy. It's got a big speaker in it and volume control and options and stuff. I'm gonna put him to on mode. On's the circle, I think. I'm gonna put him to on mode to show you when he activates it. I think he is the one that has the constant motion where he doesn't stop, which I like. You've got support poles, nothing crazy there. His adapter, and then his base. And that's everything that's in the box. I don't have the instructions, unfortunately, but he is a pretty simple piece to set up, so let's go into that. Alright, let's get into his setup. So, very generic SVI type setups here. You got his base, you're going to mount some of the support poles to it, and snap lock them all in. Very simple. Now, here's something to make note of. I don't think I did this right on the last time, but he's got some prongs right here in the middle of the pole, and it's labeled C. These are the prongs that hold up his pants, which I didn't realize how to do until after I took them down last year. So we're going to put these on, still, rather. And I don't know if it's necessary to use my additional pool noodles here, because I think these go above. Yeah, they do. So now we're going to take his pant leg stem, and the reason why this push pin here is for you to take this leg and basically run, there's this little like notch here in it, and you're supposed to take that and run it over the pole and then pull it down until it hits this tab right here. And that's what gives its structure to stay in place. And it seems like it's going to do a fairly okay job at that. Now, continuing on here, we're going to do the other side same way. And the legs have some sort of a support structure, so it doesn't just fall apart. It actually holds it very well. So I think we're just not going to go with these this time because I figured out how to properly set them up for this section. Moving up, we're going to take his module here, the module, and snap lock this in place. There we go. This looks a lot like a Twitching Banshee's module. Similar in ways. I don't think Twitching Banshee has springs. I'm not sure what the point of the springs are. Is my weld still holding up well? Well, it looks like it is weld. I'm going to take the hip loop right here, put this on very nicely like that. Then I'm going to take the main control box, plug in the plug for the motor. But yeah, this thing is really one of my favorites, I think, now from the 2018 season. I'm going to be honest, I think 2018 was kind of it seemed like it was one of the weaker years in terms of animatronic lineup. Not saying it was all bad, it was just a weaker year. Now I'm going to not take his clothing, I'm going to put his hip loop on, or not hip loop, his shoulder bracket. This guy still has the old-fashioned looking prongs for the arms. I guess they didn't do away with that yet. So it's quite cool to see, because I think of Pumpkin Patch Prowler as like a modern prop. I don't, he doesn't seem that old to me, but thinking about it now, 2018, that was 6 years ago. He's going to be he is 6 years old at this point. Now this one isn't. This one's a 2019 model, but I can't really expect there to be many differences between them. Did I do this wrong? I might have done this wrong. I might have. Maybe you got to put the. Oh no! Here we go. Here we go. Now I think I'm gonna pull this up here. Come on, and let's fish some of the arms through here now. So this one seems like it's going to be a pretty quick setup, which I don't mind. Again, we're in crunch time right now, people. It's currently like the 23rd of September. I still got a lot of work to do here for the haunted house, but I still want to make videos, so that's what we're doing this right now for. So if you see me in a White Sox shirt for like a bunch of videos coming up, you'll know why, and that's because they were all filmed on like the same day. Or maybe I should change my shirt to make it less obvious. But here we are with the second arm. Oh, and don't forget to plug in the sensor. Now we're going to take the head and pop on the head here. Snap lock it in place. Click, click. Alright, so I plugged in his adapter, so that's all set to go. Now, we're working with the arms here, and I remember these were always a little confusing. There's straps on the top and the bottom on him. One up there, and then one down here. And I think my other one's missing it, actually. Yeah, this one's missing the Velcro for the bottom, but I don't really care. And the reason I'm not too concerned about it at this point is because the final thing you do is you take his awesome mesh netting, or just the cheesecloth stuff here, and you're gonna drape it over him. So I'm just gonna figure out a way to make it look half decent on him. Honestly, they should have given you more fabric to work with, because this is not enough. I want him to look like he's been in the pumpkin patch for literal decades, just growing and becoming more scary and scary. So there is the Pumpkin Patch Prowler. He's got the white print on the bottom. Again, they should have added more freaky fabric for you to really do up with his outfit here, because you just do not want to really see all of that white background stuff. That really wrecks his whole look, I think. But yeah, there he is. He looks pretty cool. Again, I think this is one of the coolest props from 2018. I'm going to say it. I said it. He's pretty cool. So let's plug him in, and hopefully he works. I can't really imagine him not working. He's so generic. Alright, so the switch has been flipped. Let's see what he does. Maybe I put him on the wrong sensor. Here we go. Now he's working. Look at him work. He's pretty cool. Oh man. This brings back memories, I'll tell you that. And look, he just keeps going. You see, there's no stop. It's just a constant motion, which is what's so cool about him. It's a nice, smooth transition. You can see his light up eyes. You can see the lights in the hands a little bit. Very nice. Very cool. And that's all he does, but he is a great character for a background. All the fabric down hanging on him looks like a whole bunch of leaves and roots. It's definitely a freaky piece, and he's going to look so cool in the farm. So that is the Pumpkin Patch Prowler. I'm going to say it again. Best prop of 2018. Really, this is it. It's just versatile and such a good character. It's out of the ordinary, you know. For a farm, you got to think, what's in a farm? This pumpkin monster thing that has come to life is pretty cool. I love the attention to detail, especially on the hands here, and the fact that the plastic is so light that it's see-through, and they took advantage of that to actually add lights. Because usually you don't really want thin plastic on stuff like this, but for him, it's worth it because of the lighting. Same with the head. The head's a thinner plastic for all the light to shine through to it. Something that is also cool to note. The fabric adds to it. The only downside is just that white underprint stuff, the unprinted side. It's the only problem I really have with him on the bottom as well. But you can add stuff to him. You can try and copy this material and make some of your own to really make it more fulfilled out and stuff. But all in all, he is a really cool piece, and I'm super happy to have finally got him, considering I didn't have any interest in him way back in the day. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Definitely a good add to the haunt. Let me know what you guys think about the Pumpkin Patch Prowler. Was he the best of 2018? I mean, he was, honestly. Obviously, he was the best. It is so blatantly obvious. But all things considered, let me hear what you guys think were the coolest props of 2018. That was one of the first years that I actually got into it. And like I said, I thought the Forgotten Farmer was the best thing out of the year. And looking back at it now, that is totally not the case. You had the Prowler. Looming Strawman was pretty cool. The Nightmare Harvester was definitely something I thought was cool. But again, that thing was so expensive. But enough of me just reminiscing about stuff that doesn't matter anymore. That was Pumpkin Patch Prowler. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Maybe even liking the video. But that's about everything I have for you in this video. And I will see you all in the next one.